Hello, everyone. Here we are. Today is Thursday and it's interview day. And I want to thank you for being here because we know, or I know, how busy we all are, and you could be anywhere. So, Melanie, my guest, and I really do appreciate you being here. So, I just want to introduce my guest immediately to you because I do like to keep these interviews short because I know how busy we are. So, I am just going to say, here's my guest, Melanie Hubert. Okay, Melanie's an education coach specialist. She's an author, a course creator, and she will tell you a little bit more about who she is. And so take it away, Melanie.
Hi, everybody. It is amazing to be here. My name, as Lucy said, is Melanie Hibbert, and I am an education coach specialist and an author of the book My Genius Me, which is about to go on launch, which I'm launching on the 12th of February. So in a few days' time. So I'm very, very much excited about that and looking forward to telling you all about it. I seem to have lost Lucy though. I can't see her.
I purpose I purposely gave you the
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so
So,
this is me getting familiar with the platform as well. So I got
yes,
confused.
and I
I'm
want
new
to
to
say
the platform as
welcome to our
well.
wonderful platform. Be connected as a new member, Melanie. So I'm testing the waters here. Melanie, let me tell you, I know that you're a trailblazer. I know that you and I were part of, we're going to get back to your background, but you and I were part of another book called 100 Self-Portraits and 100 Dreams. And
Yes.
if I remember clearly, that book by Shika Khanna, Shika said that you were very instrumental in getting that whole project started. You're like a trailblazer. So tell me a little bit about how that happened because I want people to
Wow.
know who you really are.
Okay, so Shika Kana, I love me some Shika Kana. I really do. And so we met during online during lockdown. And I was in Jamaica and she was in India, and we were both doing a project. We were part of the Tony Robbins movement as well, looking at the knowledge broker industry, how we can take what we know and basically put it out into the world. And so um, Chika does. She is an amazing photographer, and she was very much about self portraits, about showing up as your authentic self on camera and on video. And we were just moving into the world of online speaking, doing all of this, what we're doing now, So being able to show up confidently, regardless, and not be looking in the camera going, oh gosh, look at my face, look at this, look at that. And so when we first met on a Zoom, I wouldn't even switch on my camera. I would speak behind, and then, I then got involved with Shika, and I took part in her selfies to self portrait workshop. I think I was one of the first people to actually take part in that with her first workshop, and from there grew the inspiration for the 100 Mums and the 100 self portraits, and I became one of the pillars that helped other mums come on board and take build their confidence and take in their pictures, which is what she did for me, because I wouldn't I wouldn't be able to do this now and just
Nice.
be quite comfortable with just your glasses on my face and just like this and let me go. Before I'd be like, no, but now I recognize it's just all about my authentic self and just showing up as me, and that's Shika's doing. I love me some
Well,
Shika.
and I love that you do it. And so this interview is not about Chica, it's really about you. So you said something important. You said it's important to have a vision in life. But before you can do that, you must know who you are. Can you tell us what you meant by that or elaborate a little bit more on those words? I mean, those words are important. You kind of alluded to it where you had to figure out who you were really, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those words, knowing who you are, knowing what your core values are, knowing what you stand for, knowing what your principle is. those are the sort of things that allow you to be confident and strong in what it is that you want to do. So for me, I, as an educator, I was very much knowing that I want to transform children's lives and families' lives. I want them to be able to believe in themselves, to have that vision, to create that vision, to know that they can bring into the world whatever it is that they desire, But it's about building that faith within themselves from a very young age. So in that, that's how you know who you are. And sometimes as we have to find this out as adults when we go on the journey. And that was my inspiration to be able to teach it to children, because I'm thinking, why do we have to wait until we're adults before we learn this? Our lives would be so much different if we had these tools, if we knew who we were from a very young age. So that's what I mean by
Okay, I need to remember to turn on my mic here.
that.
So this Be Connected platform, I just love. I can get in and out and feature you more than anything else, than anybody else, and so we can play around with it. It's so versatile. Can you tell us? Let's talk a little bit about your journey in education and how this led to you becoming the awesome coach and author and course program that you are today. Can we just kind of start right there?
Okay. So, as you know, my journey in education, it began in what you could call really vibrant halls of primary schools, where I witnessed firsthand the challenges that, young minds face in their quest to flourish and to succeed. And, through the years of dedicated teaching, I recognized that there was a critical barrier hindering children's progress. And that's beyond, say, certain medical conditions like autism or SCMH and things like that. There is a pervasive lack of self-belief. You know, there's just this detrimental mindset, and this is often reinforced by peers, by families, by environment, and sometimes even the school themselves. Where they have this low self belief in what it is that their children can actually do, and sometimes it's just about ticking boxes and things like that. And so that in itself became a glaring obstacle in their educational journey. So I have a real strong desire to instill in children that unwavering belief that they possess that limitless potential, um, to, you know, they possess that limitless potential, and that they can achieve what it is that they want to if they have that innate belief within themselves, and recognize their innate abilities. So I believe that nurturing self-belief lays the foundation of achieving anything that one sets their minds to. So I aim to impart that profound truth that one's self-perception influences their life trajectory. So how you look at yourself and how you think about yourself in the first instance has the biggest influence on your life trajectory. Yeah. So
As an ex-teacher, I know, and you are also, I know that every word that you are saying is so true. I worked in a primary school where they didn't believe that these children could succeed. I mean, it was rampant. Even that attitude, I couldn't believe. And
right.
and
And the children feed off of that energy, don't they? They pick up on that. They get the sense, at that age, their minds are open. They're like sponges, and if they have that negative vibration around them, if they sense that people don't really believe in them or don't think they're going to be anything better than what their environment dictates, what they're going to be, or so on, or what they have the potential to be, that's what gets fed into their psyche, into their subconscious. And
Right,
actually, they lose that inherent belief that they had in themselves when they were first born, that we all have,
right.
they lose that. And so that then makes life just so much harder. You know what I mean? It's like I definitely recognize, and this was my passion. That's what ignited my passion. When I was on this self development journey, and I was like,
Right.
my goodness, no! And I was doing it in front of my children whilst I was teaching, and so that's what made the two connect. Like it was like they need to know this, and if they knew this at their age now, they would go on to create such amazing things. So I started to put in different programs that wasn't part of the curriculum. I just did it off of my own bag, what I
Right.
created, started teaching. And those children that I first did this work with are now in their like late 20s, 30s. And I've had connections with them that tell me that, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be thinking or doing in this way. I remember those lessons and it carried me through secondary school and those kinds of things that allowed me to, to keep on moving forward. So I definitely know for a
Yeah.
fact that this type of work will transform that generation because they will then feed that same message into their children when it's time. That's the generational change that's happening. They will lead by example and they will do that knowing that they can create whatever it is that they want to be. They define their success.
You shared the personal information about your children watching you, and then these no longer teenagers or young adults coming back to you and saying, "If it weren't for you, I would not be where I am today." Can you share a personal anecdote of or the experience that really kind of inspired you to write "My Genius Me"? Because I want to get to the book launch, but I really kind of want some background about my genius me. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How what
Okay.
inspired you there?
Yeah. So My Genius Me is actually my second book. The first book that I wrote was called Empowering Children to Discover Their Genius, and I wrote that in 2012. And like I said, it was um, inspired by the fact that I wanted to pass this information that I was learning onto the children. I wanted to put it in a way that they could take it on board and digest it. So I wrote this book, Empowering Children to Discover Their Genius, which was a 6-step program that took them through the process of where, from start to finish of creating their desires or creating their dream. Now, that was in 2012. Now, as I continued my learning development, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I did read it previously, but it didn't kind of, I don't think it really entered into my psyche. And it's not until afterwards, and I was reading again, I've gone back to it and was reading again. And I was just reading this, I was like, oh my goodness, those 6 steps that I used in empowering children to discover their genius is actually contained within this book. Those thought concepts, the real crux of it is in this book, and I didn't even realize that. So then when I went deeper into the book, I was like, the book, The Think and Grow Rich, actually gave a much more succinct approach to it, fundamental principles that you can use for life throughout everything, not just academic achievements or financial goal achievements, but it's in every aspect of your life. They are basically principles for life. And so I wanted to break that down for the children, for them to get that in its fullness. So that's where My Genius Me is. My Genius Me is inspired by the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which was written in I think 1936. And that is again an absolute classic using complete
Right.
known like universal truths. And that's what's embedded into the book. So I'm teaching children universal truths, which
Truth.
start with the power of their thoughts.
Wow. That's amazing because I, think of Grow Rich, I've read several times. And, I think of Bob Proctor, who read that book for 37 years, from the time that he picked that book up. He read it every day until,
Every
he
and
passed away.
on his dying day, I am quite certain he read the page that he was studying each time because he studied the page and so on and thing. And I'm quite certain, right up to his dying day, that he made reference to Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill was his right hand
Right.
person in his entire life, and we know the success of Bob Proctor, and we
Oh,
know his
wow.
and his.
So let's talk about your characters in the book. I hope I pronounced this right. Malachi and Malika. Um,
Malachi and Malika.
Malachi and Malika. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, they embody the message of self belief and personal growth. How do they do that?
So they are like knowledge seekers. They're young knowledge seekers in school. They're age 10, 11, 12. They're in that age bracket and they are discovering who they are and what it is that they love. They have a passion for learning, for science, and for scientific innovation. And so these are two children at school that are literally knowledge seekers that, are very much interested in their futures, in what it is that they want to do and how to go about doing it. So through that inquisitive nature that children have, it's like, well, why is that? And how does that happen? And, this is how they got invited to take this journey to discover their true self and find out their magnificent who they truly magnificently are.
Wow. So, okay, what strategies then do you employ in My Genius Me to, to help the children overcome self-doubt and discover their talents? Can you tell us
Right.
a
So
little
in
bit?
each of these, in the book is covers, like I said, the 13 principles of Think and Grow Rich. And each of those chapters, which we have, so I have the book here, My Genius Me. And so in each of those chapters, it begins with a mysterious invitation that the children receive. And they then get invited to a ancient library in a hidden forest, deep in a forest, where they meet a wise mentor. And it's a wise mentor that guides them through this journey, that takes them step by step through the process, showing them and teaching them their understanding of each of those principles. Now, after in this book, after each chapter, there is a reflection page and then activities for the children to do to embed that learning and to apply it to themselves for their own dreams, whatever it is that is. It shows them how to then apply that to themselves.
Could you, what age group is your program book targeted towards? Well, you said
So
11 to 12, but,
characters,
what,
the characters are at that age, but
mhm,
the book is aimed for age 8 up to about 18. The
18.
principles, yeah, it can be applied to 8 up to that age. As you know, it's because the type of story it is and the information that's contained, and it can be applied and taken in each of those steps. With an 8-year-old, you might need to guide them through it and so on. And as a teenager, they can take it on for themselves. But it comes with a parent guide, so parents can ask
Mhm.
questions about each chapter and engage with their child about it. And then that way, the parents also learn the principles for themselves.
Okay,
So then,
that answers my next question because I was gonna ask, how do parents and educators also,
yeah.
use this, so you
Yeah,
do have
that's
a
right.
workbook.
So there's
Mhm.
a parent guide for parents to use that works alongside the book. So they could, with each chapter, they can ask questions and engage with their child about that chapter, and then about the activities that the child has done for themselves, and they can engage with them in that. They can also apply, like I said, if they once they're reading, they'll apply those strategies for themselves because it plants seeds within you. As you're reading, you're like, okay, how does that how am I doing that? How am I modeling this for my child? I can see how this will take me to my next level. I need to model this for my child. And it does that. It plants those seeds that make you think, that make you look at certain situations, look at your own situation and see how you can implement it for yourself. There's also a teacher's resource kit, which gives guidance on how teachers can implement this book within their school, within their classroom, how they can take each chapter at a time and really explore the principles of that, and then take the beginning activities that's in the book, and within the teacher's resource kit there's more activities and more different types of worksheets and posters that they can use to put around the classroom to really inspire the children to focused in on themselves and what it is that they want to create in their lives.
Right. How can My Genius Me be integrated into the existing educational curricula? I mean, wouldn't that be or homeschooling environment? I mean,
Right,
I
exactly.
know,
Yeah,
you know,
go ahead.
no,
Finish
I,
your
I
question.
I mean, I just would like to because knowing as an ex-teacher, it's very difficult to integrate new programs into the curricula. So, how could this be integrated into the existing education curriculum now and or homeschooling environment.
It's I believe that, that homeschooling first is a real quick way of getting this in. Like I said, the book comes with the teacher's resource kit, so it takes for the teacher or the parent to basically just pick it up and start embedding it into their classroom, into their homeschooling groups. Have the book, start reading the chapters, and start delivering it. It's as simple as that in terms of the homeschooling groups. In terms of getting it into schools, now we have to kind of get through administrations. It can happen with, just teachers saying, look, I want to implement this. Look at the power of this work, and I want to bring this into schools. It can also be that I can do talks and presentations to basically share the value and get people on board with the idea about this transformative work, which in actual fact is basic principles for life, which will skyrocket children's academic achievements. But it's not just about, as you say, academic achievements. It's about the whole holistic child in all of their learning and in all areas of their life. So it would, like I said, it will take, teachers and administrators to be inspired to bring it into their schools and into the education curriculum. But in the first and foremost, homeschooling groups and parents, we're leading the charge in bringing this information to our children.
Wow. So yeah, like everything else, it takes a long time to make changes. But you know what? We're taking the first steps. He
Absolutely.
or she who does not take the first step gets nowhere.
Right.
If you have a
Exactly.
direction and you don't take that first step, you go nowhere.
Absolutely. And my direction is transforming a generation. And so
Absolutely.
I have to reach that generation. So every which way to get this message out to people, for them to start taking that journey, to start looking at the power of their thoughts and building up their faith and their self-belief in what it is in what it is that they want, and then looking outside of their environment, outside of themselves, to really see what it is that they can be and what it is that they can create. Sometimes our children have become so tunnel vision, it's just consumed with what's immediately around them, that we need to elevate them so they can look out and around and really see the world through a new lens and recognize just what it is, that they can create for themselves.
You bring in such a big point here, and of course, Think and Grow Rich goes over this. I mean, the importance of the mindset transformation. Is I mean, that's where you got to start. I mean, 80% is mindset and 20% is execution. I mean,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it is a big. It is a for lifelong success. You just have to work on that mindset continually.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
so that's great.
absolutely. And I've just seen a comment in the chat by Genevieve that says the concept of this book can be a positive response to school bullying.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, because part of what are the reasons why children bully in the first place? It's a lack of self-esteem,
Right.
so because they often don't feel validated in themselves, they seek that, through negative actions and stuff. But when you can build that child's self-worth, that self-belief, to know that they are more than that, it can cancel out bullying in so many forms and in so many ways, because they will see that actually I'm more than that. I'm better than that. And I've got so much more going on in my life.
My God. So I want to talk a little bit about and share the details about your pre-launch because that's really what we're here to support you.
Mhm.
You have a pre-launch offer and that if you click the button above, you see pre-launch offer, only time at this price. So could you talk about a little bit about the details of the pre-launch offer and your upcoming launch event being on February 12th and how our audience can participate?
Okay, so the pre-launch offer that I have is on the website at mygeniusme.com, and you can get a copy of the book plus the parent guide and the teacher's resource kit, as well as a digital download of the poster. And if you are in the UK, that's for £20, and if you are international, it's £20 plus posting, shipping. So that's an extra £10. So that's £30 in total. It will convert to USD when you place that order online. And so you can get all of that there for that one-off launch price. After we've launched, it will go to their individual prices, where the parent guide and the teacher's resource kit are sold individually. So at the moment, this is a package price for the pre-launch offer. And our actual launch is a virtual launch which will be happening via Zoom on Monday the 12th of February at 8 p.m. UK time. So there is a registration link for that as well, that you can come along and join in the launch and hear some actual feedbacks, and hear some of the story, and people that have already have got the book and have given their experience about it and the journeys that they've taken so far. So it's going to be an absolutely fantastic evening to really get deeper into the book, and I will have some more special offers on the night. So do come along and join the
Well,
launch.
great, because I do want to apologize. I sent you a connection. Genevieve says request. Okay,
Okay,
I sent you a connection request, Melanie, because
okay, brilliant.
she did say that she experienced, what we were talking about with her daughter. So thank you, Genevieve, for being here and for participating. I just want to apologize. If you click the register now button, it seems, I went in and tested it 4 minutes before we went on. And so it takes some time to propagate. But
Yeah,
if it doesn't take you there, I've just posted where it should take you. So you have the link right there that I just posted, and that will
yeah.
take you to the registration of the book launch on February 12th at 8 p.m. That's UK time, right?
Yes, that's right.
And UK time is what, 8 hours ahead of the USA or something like that.
5 hours. 5 hours.
5 hours.
Five
Okay, so
hours ahead of EST. 6 hours of CT, I think.
okay, great. Thank you so very much for that. And so, folks, if you want the pre-launch offer, click that button above us there. It will take you to that offer. It also has an international offer, because it has the UK and the international offer that I noticed. And then if
Yes.
you would love to join Melanie's group, click the caption that says join Melanie. And Melanie, have we covered everything? I mean, I am so excited about this pre-launch for you, because I know how hard you've been working, and you are going to impact so many people's lives. I am so thankful that you are doing this as an ex-teacher. I want to bow down and thank you for the work that you are doing, because this is so needed. And you are going to impact so many people's lives, and I'm so proud of you, really so proud of you.
Thank
It
you
means,
so much. I
and
really do appreciate those words, and even more so from the fact that you're an ex-teacher. You understand
I
what I'm
do.
talking about, where we're coming from, and you know what it's like when you see that sea of children around you, and you
Yeah,
just want to take them up to the next level, in so many ways. But you also know that it's not just about taking them. You have to bring their families as well.
exactly.
They all have to be on the same page, because what you do there can often get undone if we're not on the same page. So we need to bring them all together and just transform that entire generation. So yeah, we have covered everything. Make sure, guys, just if you feel inspired, if this work and this information is something that you want to get to your family, to your children in your life, to your, whoever it may be, your grandchildren, or just people and then do invite them to come along to the book launch event on Monday the 12th of February. And if they just register, and if they can't attend the full thing live, then you'll get the replay. There will be
Mhm.
there will be extra bonuses that I'll be putting in on the night. And just go over again to My Genius Me and take a look at the work. I'm telling you, your children will love you forever. You will love it. I know that for a fact. They'll love you forever anyway. So, I mean, you know what I mean. It's like they're going to transform so much. It's just going to be amazing. So, yeah.
So, Melanie, I just want to thank you for being also a Be Connected member. So I want all the Be Connectors to know that we have a new member. Melanie Van is one of the new Be Connected member. So any one of you can chat with her anytime you want because she is one of us now. So thank you for joining Be Connecting, Be Connected. We are so proud to have you here to be on this journey with you. And so
Yeah.
again, Melanie, I want to thank you. And thank you for being here today. I want to thank my audience because I know you could be anywhere, and I do appreciate your time and and also your care about supporting us. And so we will see you next week for another awesome interview.
Oh, thank you so much, Lucy, for having me. And I really appreciate all your help in getting me onto Be Connected. I'm excited to find out exactly what this platform can do. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to connecting with everybody. Genevieve, I do believe I have responded to your request. And yeah, that in itself is exciting, just connecting to new people and just hearing stories and just getting on that journey with everyone. I am looking forward to it. So thank you so much, Lucy, for getting me on this platform. It's very much appreciated.
Great. Thank you very much. And thank you, Jack, for being here. Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you, Tonya, who also came in and said hello to us. And of course, thank you, Melanie. And we will be chatting because we're new Be Connectors, right?
Yay! Thanks very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me stop the recording and